I want to help you with something that I'm seeing more and more in meta ad accounts. And it is that the more everything gets handed over to AI, the less control that you have, specifically when it comes to Advantage Plus campaigns, where you get a lot of control. You think you're getting control, but because your settings aren't exactly right, it ends up creating a lot of overwaste and spend. For example, you're spending on things that don't convert. And you never know if you don't actually drill down into your dimensions. So I'm going to walk you through one of the things I'm seeing a lot of people do, a really quick change you can make to force Advantage Plus to do what you want, to target who you want. And by doing that, you could actually have better results as well if this is happening to you. So one of the first things you should be looking at. All right, so I want to show you what is happening, why people are making this mistake, and what you need to do differently. So this is going to be a very technical video. Typically, I cover overarching strategies and what you have to do. But this is going to be very technical inside the actual ad account. For example, this is a brand right here that we started working with. We just took things over literally this week. And so what we're finding with the campaigns is that if you actually go to your dimensions, which by the way, all of you guys should be using dimensions. Like there's so many great things you can look at. You get placement, you can look at country, platform, age, and I'm challenging you, you should be looking at gender and you should be looking at age or age and gender. You should be doing that. Let me tell you why. It's because not every brand is applicable to every gender. Some are for sure, like an energy drink could be, or a CPG brand could be. But maybe you're not wanting to target every age and every gender. Some people like to go very broad, and that's okay. Like I'm a big proponent of broad too. But for the brands that we work with, that, dude, these are female products. I don't want any ads shown to males because one, they don't convert, and number two, it's completely wasted spend. I want to force Advantage Plus to do that because that doesn't always happen. So for example, here's a brand right here who literally this product is a female brand. Now I'm using very big windows, for example, in the date range, but I only want women to see this and I only want to spend money on women. But what happened? Because of how the setup of Advantage Plus was created, I'm wasting a lot of money. Almost $10,000 have been wasted going after a male market when this isn't a male product. And I see this happen more and more. And I think it's because deceptively, Meta is trying to make things harder and they don't want you to have more control. They want you to have less control. But the downside of that is you're going to waste more money because your hands are wiser than theirs, in my belief. They're great at putting ads in front of people they think are going to buy. But in what world does it make any sense for a male to get a product for PMS? It doesn't make any sense. So I want to walk you through what you need to do to keep this from happening. So most people, they just create a campaign like I did. I literally just created a campaign really quickly out of nowhere. And I create this. And they're typically going through their settings, blah, 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 blah. This looks fun. Like, okay, cool. I'll change the ages, minimum age. Okay. And they'll go down here to suggestion audience. And they feel like that, oh, this sounds really great. I'm telling Meta who I want it to go after. I only wanted to go after people 25 and older because it's a higher income product. I don't want people in college trying to buy it because they don't have consumable income, right? And I want to go after females. But the problem is that it's just a suggestion. Meta doesn't have to follow it. And that is why a lot of people are getting this wrong. It's because Meta purposefully makes it feel like that you're getting control, but you're still giving them the control. Because obviously that previous ad account I showed you a minute ago, they're using women as a suggestion, but I just wasted $10,000 going after a gender that literally I'm not supposed to go after. It's not even fit for the product. And not only that, but the CPA is higher. So what you should do differently is you need to do this right here. You need to click further limit the reach of your ads. Now I just want to pause here for a second and just say just how deceptive I think that actually is because even though what this does is it gives you more control, they're using language on purpose so you feel like you're getting less control. That's not the case. Instead, what it's going to do is it's going to give you the ability to choose specifically what you want. And then they use obviously color grading to make it so you don't want to click it, but no, I want to click it. And just by doing that, because now when I choose this stuff, I can now take off that it's not a suggestion. Don't you see how deceptive that is? Is previously I didn't even have that option. anything I chose was a suggestion, but they can still waste my money. Because here's the thing. Yes, by going after more broad people, I can have cheaper CPMs and potentially cheaper traffic, but doesn't mean it's quality traffic and doesn't mean they're going to buy. I would much rather spend my money on the right people. And so by doing that, now I can choose things that aren't just suggestions, but I can tell exactly what I want to do. Now, thank goodness, Meta allows you to still choose exactly what you want. The day may come where they will no longer allow this, but for today, they allow it. And I see by changing that one thing, you should have more efficiency in your spend. And that's really what it comes down to, is we are doing these things because we want to make sure our ad dollars are being spent as wisely as humanly possible. That's why for me and my team, we're looking at, there's a lot of things to do. We do landing pages and creative, but when we're reviewing the ad account, we're looking at what dimensions are we going to get more bang for our buck. And typically I am a mostly let Meta choose, but for a lot of our brands, there are specific genders, even quite specific age ranges, and I have way more efficient spending after the people that it actually fits than going after people who Meta thinks is cheaper, but it's actually just wasting my money. I don't want that. So give this a try. I see a lot of ad accounts nowadays having this problem. So it's actually one of the first things that me and my team look at now is, are they choosing specifically the personas? Have they just used the broad black box that Meta has chosen for them? And are they wasting a lot of money? So we'll drill down into all those different dimensions once we understand the brand to find out where is the waste to spend, change those right things, and magically all of a sudden your efficiency improves. If you have any questions, put that in the comment. And by the way, if you are a brand and you are looking for either mentorship, join our mentorship group where we teach brands how to grow and scale their brands through marketing, or if you want to work with us and you're doing over $50,000 a month, you can schedule a call with me in the description, but I'll see you in the next video.